Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Hannah Blackwell, and today I'm going to be recommending some recent reads that were all cozy books. So cozy fantasy, cozy mystery, and cozy romance. There are 5 books today that I'm going to talk about, and then I do want to do a follow-up list of my cozy TBR. So all of the cozy books that are on my TBR, all of the books that I have here that I really want to get to. So first are the recommendations. That's today's video. And before we get into that, just make sure you're already subscribed. Make sure you click the notification bell. Who knows what my 2-month absence did with that. So make sure your notification bell is clicked. Make sure you're subscribed. And make sure you click that like button. It really helps my channel out. Comment down below. Let me know one of your most recent cozy reads that you think that I might like, or you think maybe some of the other viewers might like. Start a conversation down below in the comments, and we can talk about some cozy books, and we can all kind of help each other out finding more cozy books, because I love cozy books. I love cozy reads, cozy mysteries, cozy fantasy, cozy romance. I'm especially in a cozy mood right now, but you guys already know, like, I've loved the cozy subgenres for a long time now. Recently, getting more into cozy mystery too, which has been fun, but I've been a cozy romance, cozy, especially like cozy smutty romance, but like cozy fantasy too, I have been a huge fan of. So grab yourself a warm drink, tea, coffee, whatever it is. Today's the first cool day. We went to the library and I had to wear a hoodie, and then my kids had to wear a hoodie. And so that was the first time so far this season that we've had to do that. It was a cold morning. Like, it was in the 40s, which I was very surprised by. That's the first time I think that we've had a morning in the 40s, especially here in like southeastern North Carolina. It takes us a while to really cool down after the summer. So also, I want to let you guys know, I have a bit of an announcement, and that is that I have reopened my Patreon. Now, it's no longer the Miriana Patreon. Instead, I have changed it over to the Cozy Corner. I feel like that's more representative of all of the different genres I read, because I don't just read fantasy. I've also kind of I'm not going to probably be doing more of like the Once Upon a Readathon stuff, so I'm kind of like discontinuing Miriana and the world of Once Upon a Readathon, so I'm discontinuing that as the theme of my Patreon as well. I also wanted to simplify things both for myself and for you guys, and so I just have 2 tiers. That is it. So I have tiers based on my favorite evening drinks when I want to cozy up and chill out. So we've got chamomile tea, and then we've got red wine. I love me a glass of red wine. I love me a glass of chamomile tea. There's other things too that I really enjoy, but maybe if I ever expand my Patreon to more tiers, I can add other things. But those are the 2 tiers for now. I've changed things up a bit in terms of what you get with those tiers, so just make sure to check that out. I'll have it linked down below here in the description. I'll try to put it up here in the cards too. So for the chamomile tea tier, you basically get your credit, your name at the beginning of all of my videos, like in the credit lines, and then we're going to be doing seasonal readathons, which I'm really pumped about. And then also you would get Discord access. So like all of the tiers now have Discord access, and instead of the Miriana Discord, it's going to be a Cozy Corner category in the Hideaway Discord. So you would get access to the Cozy Corner of the Hideaway with any of the tiers. So that includes the chamomile tier. We're also going to be doing occasional reading sprints, but I'm not going to like guarantee a certain number a month. And we're going to also have like behind the scenes and like information, updates, photos, things like that on the Patreon main page as well. For red wine tier, you get all of that, but you also get monthly live chatty like live show with me where we can all chat it up, and we'll do that every month. And then we're also going to be doing seasonal buddy reads. So instead of a book club, we are going to just do buddy reads, but it's going to be seasonal. So 1 fall, 1 winter, 1 spring, 1 summer. And then we're also going to be doing, I'm going to do like 1 Patreon exclusive YouTube video a month. So there's going to be exclusive videos as well that you will get only if you're in that tier, which is the red wine tier. So the first tier, chamomile, is $4. Red wine is $8. Just check it all out if you are interested in that. There's anyone who was previously in my Patreon, there shouldn't be any issues with like it automatically like signing you up or anything like that. All the research I said, that didn't happen. If there's any issues, please contact me directly and I will take care of it immediately and refund you. But that shouldn't be the case. From what I'm seeing, that won't happen. I think I did everything right. I'm really hoping I set that all up correctly. It's kind of interesting to like try to pause your Patreon and then to like redo it and then like republish it. But I think we should be good. So I'm really excited about that. I'm very, very pumped to get that going again. I'm very excited for the Cozy Corner. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I like that we're doing like a whole Cozy Corner of the Hideaway too, which is going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, so check that all out and I will keep you guys updated on that front. I've been talking for a while now without giving you guys any recommendations, so let's get into the recommendations for today's video. So the first book I'm going to recommend is actually a book that I have not finished yet, but I'm currently reading that, and that is The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. I'm about, I think I'm like 15% of the way into this book, and I'm really enjoying it. Like, I know this is like, you know when you read a book and you're like, okay, you're gonna really like, this is going to be at least a 4-star, if not a 5 or a 6-star book. Like, I know I'm going to really love this book. I just don't know like how much, but it's definitely a recommendation level. I just love the world that Sarah Beth Durst has built with this book. So we have this librarian and her parents are now deceased, but they left her this cabin on this island that's like far away. She's currently living in the city where she's a librarian, but there's this political upheaval going on, and I think there might be like a civil war of sorts going on. So she escapes with her companion, and that's not an animal companion. It is a spider plant. It's a sentient houseplant. And that is her companion, her cozy companion. That's her best friend. And they go and escape together and they bring a bunch of the books with them. And I'm pretty sure she basically starts, in the synopsis, I think it says she starts like selling spells like when she's not supposed to be. And I think that's how she gets by. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it said in the synopsis. I haven't gotten to that point yet in the book, so I don't know. But I'm really liking it. She's got blue hair. There's a lot of really interesting creatures and like fantastical and mythological creatures in here, like centaurs, for example, that they're not in a lot of other like cozy fantasies that I've seen so far. Like we've seen orcs and fae and things like that in other cozy fantasies, but you know, like mages and things, but I haven't seen like the vast array of magical creatures that we have in this book, and I'm really enjoying that too. It's a very cozy setting. It's got the whole aspect of she's going to have to grow a garden, and I think there's going to be found family. I can already see that that's going to form, and there's a lot of really good food description already as well. Plus like the whole bookish theme too with her being a librarian. Like, this is just, it's so good. It's so good already. I can't wait to keep reading. I'm really enjoying it. Highly, highly, highly recommend. Okay, so the next book is one that I read and then immediately was like continuing the series. So in the last couple of months, I've read 3 books in the series. I'm only waiting for the 4th book because it is Christmas themed. So it's set during Christmas time. So I'm trying to wait on that one. But it's hard. And that is The Vampire Knitting Club by Nancy Warren. This is such a cool, cute, sweet, cozy mystery, but it's also a cozy paranormal. So it's like a fantasy, cozy fantasy / cozy mystery. And our main character's parents are archaeologists, and she basically goes to visit her grandma one day. Her grandma lives in Cambridge, I think is it Cambridge? It's in England. She goes to visit her. So she's American, but that's like her mom and her grandma are English. So she goes to visit her, and apparently she's deceased. But maybe she's not. It turns out her grandma's actually not deceased. She's a vampire, but she's like got limited memory of how she got turned into a vampire. So you have to also find out like who killed her. So it's a cozy mystery, like a mystery to figure out what happened with her grandmother. And her grandmother and like other vampires are living like below this knitting shop. Did I mention that her grandmother owned a knitting shop? Oh my goodness, her grandmother owned a knitting shop. So now she's got to take over the knitting shop too. It's just so cute. So it's like cozy knitting, cozy mystery, but then paranormal. Also, she finds out that she's a witch, and that's pretty early on. Like, it's not like, that's not like a spoiler or anything. So she's a witch, there's vampires, and it all takes place in a knitting shop in England. Do I even have to say anything else? Yeah, and there's also a love triangle because That's literally the icing on top for a cozy for me. Like, please give me that love triangle. I didn't realize how much I miss love triangles until I got into cozies again. And I was like, why did we get rid of this trope though? Why did we do that? Because that trope was bomb. And now all we have is just like these like shadow daddy fae everywhere, which, okay, cool, but I'm kind of sick of that. Bring back the love triangles, guys. Bring back the love triangles. I am loving the love triangles. I'm having a lot of fun with that. Anyway, this series, highly, highly, highly recommend. The books are super short and cute and sweet. There's these like older sisters that own a tea shop next door too, and it's just so freaking cute. It's so cute. I loved it. And I just want to read more. And it's really funny too because the main character actually is like an awful knitter. She cannot knit no matter how hard she tries. She's just always basically turning her projects into giant knots. And that's really funny too. So I actually love to listen to it, like the audiobook, while I'm knitting, because I'm actually knitting a hat for my husband right now. And it's fun. It's fun. Highly recommend, obviously, because it's on this video. So obviously I am recommending it. Okay, so the next one is a cozy fantasy / cozy romance. It's probably more cozy romance, just it's one of those like romances that's in a fantasy world, but it doesn't go that in depth with the fantasy stuff. So I don't know. It's like if Legends and Lattes were more romancy. Yeah. Anyway, so this is The Orc and the Innkeeper, and this is actually a enemies to lovers, like childhood enemies to lovers. So our heroine actually owns an inn, and there's this orc that used to bully her in high school, and he shows up one day, and she's always thought he was very attractive, but he was really mean to her. She's a human, but she lives in this town where humans and magical creatures co-mingle, but that's in a lot of areas of this world, that's not normal. There could be a lot of like hate towards like fantasy beings. I don't know what you call it, like magical beings, from the human side, and then vice versa as well. But anyway, the orc, the hero, he owns a brewery, and he's trying to like expand his brewery into the human world, and in order to do so, he kind of has to convince this dude who would help him expand that he like has an in with humans. So the guy that he needs help from is prejudiced against magical beings, so he convinces him that our heroine is dating him. So does this make sense? Anyway, so it's fake dating. So he needs to prove, okay, well, I have got a human fiance and she's helping me, so don't worry, like I've got this kind of thing. So she agrees to help him if he helps pay for some issues that she's having at the end. Like she's had like this infestation of, is it sprites or pixie dust or something like that? It's really cute. It's gonna cost a lot of money for her to fix money that she doesn't have. So he has money, and so he's gonna help pay for that if she will fake date him. So the end of fake dating. So yeah, childhood enemies to lovers with fake dating, but it's like a cozy fantasy romance. And he's an orc. And you guys know that I love orcs, okay? So I liked this one a lot. I think I gave it 4 stars. Like, it wasn't like an all-time favorite romance, but oh my goodness, it was so enjoyable. I liked it so much. It was super cozy between the whole inn and then like the brewery. So anything involving like yummy food and drink, and especially like I love inns and libraries and like bookstores and things like that. Anyway, I liked it a lot. I thought it was really cute and really sweet, and it wasn't super long. I think it was like the perfect length for like a little cozy book. So highly recommend that one. Okay, and then the last 2 are both cozy mysteries that are non-fantasy, like non-paranormal. The first one is Meet Your Baker by Ellie Alexander. This is a baking cozy mystery, and this is a very popular series, especially among cozy mystery enthusiasts, and I'm definitely continuing on in this series. I'm very excited. I already have the second book on hold at my library, and we have our heroine she just got off a cruise ship. She left her husband, or is like on a break with her husband. She's trying to figure out her life basically, and so she goes to start working at her family's bake shop. They have a bakery, and she is actually like a pastry chef at this really nice cruise line. So she's a really high quality pastry chef, and she goes and she just starts spending time at her family's bakery and baking for them again, and very quickly someone is unalived, and this person is like involved with the Shakespeare Company. So in her town is like a famous town known for their Shakespeare plays, and this person that's like really unliked by a lot of people, she ends up dead, but at the bakery. So our main character wants to solve the murder. What I loved about this book was the location was really, really quaint and sweet. I loved the characters. The characters were awesome. I have to say the food descriptions were top notch. The descriptions were so good. So good. That was one of my favorite parts for sure. But I really like the characters. I really want to learn more about everyone and their lives. And I can tell that she's like a character-driven writer. And I really, really enjoyed it. Highly recommend if you're looking for like a bakery or food-centered cozy. She doesn't just talk about like bakery stuff like pastries. Like she talks about like pasta salad and like savory foods and stuff like that too. So I was a little bit worried about that, and like I don't want to just like it's all about cookies or whatever, but it's not. There's obviously like the regular bakery stuff, but there's different kinds of breads and different stuff like that. So there's a lot of recipes in there too. And finally, the last cozy mystery I have here is The Body at the Bookstore, and this is by Ellie. Oh gosh, these are both by Ellie Alexander. Oh my goodness. So I've read a lot of cozies recently, a lot of good ones, but apparently I really like Ellie Alexander. I also really like Ellery Adams, but I didn't want to include that series, the series that I'm obsessed with right now, The Secret Book and Scones Society, on this list, because while it is cozy, it's kind of more hard-hitting, and I feel like that's not really what I'm going for with this list, because there's a lot when it comes to like emotional baggage that each character in that series has. So while it is cozy mystery, it's definitely not as cozy as kind of like where this list was going. Anyway, so The Body at the Bookstore. Our main character works at this, like specifically like a mystery bookstore, and the mystery bookstore isn't doing so well. So she decides to put on this big mystery festival in this town. And I had a lot of fun with this. The mystery festival especially, I think, was like all of the vibes. I loved it. Every single shop owner had their own thing that they were doing. There was different talks by different authors. Like the cafe had really cool like mystery inspired drinks, like Agatha Christie drinks or like Sherlock Holmes drinks. Like the pubs did that too. Everything was fully like mystery themed. Also, the descriptions of the bookstore were really cool. This bookstore has like a secret room that's hidden behind a bookcase. Well, in the beginning of the book, not beginning, like probably in the first third of the book, during the big mystery festival, a college friend of our main characters is found having been unalived, and she's in that secret room. So obviously she wants to solve the murder and figure out what happened. And so that's the mystery. I just loved it. I like anything like bookish themed, but especially that it was like mystery book themed. There was something very cozy about that I really, really enjoyed. Once again, I think Ellie Alexander's writing is just top notch. Really enjoying her. I want to try her, she's got a series about a pub, and it's in this town that's very like German themed, and I'm very intrigued by that one. I have it checked out from the library, but I'm like, should I wait? Should I finish like one of her series first? I don't know. Those are the 5 books that are recent cozy books that I wanted to recommend to you. If you're interested in more cozy book recommendations, I'll put some of my videos down below. I know I have some cozy fantasy recommendations videos, or like cozy fall books recommendation videos. So I'll have like a list of some cozy rec videos down below. I hope you guys like this video. Stay tuned. I'm still coming up with my cozy books TBR, but also I still want to do my Kindle Unlimited, like what I have on my Kindle Unlimited at the moment, and maybe like an end of the year TBR. So a lot of stuff coming up. I hope you guys like this video. Make sure to check out my Patreon if you're interested. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and comment down below and let me know what your favorite recent cozy book read was. Until next time, fellow readers, keep reading and living your best life.
Fake a smile until I look away, but I've known you too long, it hurts to